What's going on, gamers? Today I want to try to tell the story of one of the legends in Destiny, the story of Saint-14. But before I get into that, I have to get to my shoutouts. My shoutouts is how I like to try to show appreciation back to the community that has gotten me this far. So I want to give shoutouts to Elvish, Omar Plays Like a Thug, Anthony Chalou, Sadan Pishtan, Nick Wazileski, Stormy Rex, Alberto Hernandez, Alvaro Flores, Santino, and Sanad Almazri. Now I think there may possibly be more of this story in the House of Wolves expansion coming soon. Now if there is more, I may do a follow-up, but there is certainly enough to talk about this incredible EXO. Saint-14 began life like any other EXO in Destiny. His conscience was birthed. This is the Deep Stone Crypt.
This is the tower where we were born. Not the tower, just a tower in a dream. The tower stands on a black plain. Behind the tower is a notch in the mountain where the sun sets. The teeth of the mountain cut the sun into fractal shapes, and the light that comes down at evening paints synapse shapes on the ground. Usually it's evening when we come. The ground is fertile. This is good land. We go to the tower in dreams, but that doesn't mean it's not real. Some of us go to the tower in peace. They walk through a field of golden millet and a low warm wind blows in from their back. I don't know why this is, because the rest of us meet an army. You can ask others about the Deep Stone and they'll tell you about the army. They might confess one truth, which is this: we have to kill the army to get to the tower. Usually this starts barehanded, and somewhere along the way you take a weapon. Ask again, and if they're buzzed, they might also admit that most of us don't make it to the tower, except once or twice. None of them will tell you that the army is made of everyone we meet. The people we work with, and the people we see in the street, and the people we tell about our dreams. We kill them all. I think this is because we were made to kill, and this is the part of us that thinks about nothing else. Often I kill people I don't know, but like most of us, I think I knew them once, in the time before one reset or another, when my mind was younger and less terribly scarred. So this is how we go back to the Deep Stone Crypt, where we were born.
The Deep Stone Crypt is what every EXO experiences when their conscience is being created. It's a subroutine program. Now at the end of that it says, in the time before one reset or another. Now it's possible to rewrite an EXO's conscience. Now you've seen several rewritten EXOs in the tower already. Characters like Cade 6 and Banshee 44. Names end in numbers because that's how many times that particular EXO has been rewritten. Hang around Banshee 44 long enough and you will hear him try to recount things that he has been through but can't quite remember. There is even a mark to recognize this journey, the mark of the Deep Stone Crypt. Saint-14's crusade began because of an event that marked the beginning of a new age in Destiny, the age we are in now, known as the City Age. The event that occurred was the Battle of Six Fronts. At one point, a large force of fallen pirates saw humanity forming a city underneath the Traveler, a place of refuge and safety. The Fallen only saw a city full of resources to pillage. This is simply too good of a target for pirates to pass up. They surrounded the city. Now, there were only 4 orders of Titans to defend it. The only plan that they could come up with in the short time they had before the attack was for the 2 large orders to defend 2 sides of the front, and for the 2 smaller orders to hold only one. The simple plan of defense above all else, the Titans' final order of hold the line, was the winning factor. From this battle, the most common Titan mark was created, a hexagon split into 4 sections showing the unity of the Titans' orders. Anyone who has played the Titan class is familiar with the Mark of Unity. It's the first emblem you're given to use. Now, in the aftermath, the decision was made to create the Great Wall that defends the last city to this day. Now, after the battle, there were detractors, guardians who thought that they should have charged the Fallen instead of letting them retreat and regroup. Now, this is known as the Mark of the Lost Charge. A zealous few sneer at the legend of Six Fronts. Our invincible defense was a waste, they say. We should have charged. Now this is where Saint-14 comes in. He was of the mindset of let's go on the offense against these pirates. Saint-14 was a sensible, to-the-point type of Titan. He once said, "I have found the rarest treasure, a pragmatic warlock." He believed in dealing with things in a sensible and realistic way that is based on the practical instead of the being theoretical. In this Titan's mind, he wanted to charge towards the enemy. He saw the threat that the Fallen posed. Now Saint-14's position argues that the darkness was an invading armada, an alien force of incredible but tangible power. Some adherents believe that this armada sprang from a species rejected or discarded by the Traveler for their sins. He saw the Fallen as being rejected from the light for their pillaging ways, and that we should take action against them to protect the last city. The city consensus had a different plan, to use the resources to have the Titans to construct that first wall. The wall was created, so the consensus didn't seem to side with Saint-14's ideas. Once, this Exo said, a singer came to me saying, "You protect me, and I do nothing in return." I told him to sing, and he understood. Saint-14 also saw the roles that people play as important. He also saw the advantage in Guardians to help him on his crusade. Some suggest Saint-14's legendary vigil was enabled by a few roaming hunters and their bloody culls. Now this is where we get into a bit of theory. I think that Saint-14 was a fan of something called the Firebreak Order. Now in this order there are references that the trick isn't landing the headbutt, it's disengaging when you get stuck. And some accuse the Firebreak Orders of mindless aggression, but their rabid aggression is quite deliberate. I say that there may be a connection because of the greatest story of Saint-14. He came face to face with a great Kell. A Kell is a master of a fallen house, and they believe themselves to be royalty. To defeat a Kell means that a fallen house would fall into disorder. Now legend holds that they grappled with each other, and Saint-14 ended the fight with one blow, a headbutt. Now when I look at the helmet, I can't help but notice what looks like dents in the metal. The helm of Saint-14 reads, "He walked out into the demon light, but at the end he was brighter." Paean to Saint-14. Although I think that Paean is a character we don't know yet, let's look at the name. A paean is a song of praise or triumph. Also, it is a thing that expresses enthusiastic praise. I doubt that this is coincidence. I see Saint-14 as a take-charge, realistic, and wise Exo-Titan, deserving of praise for his triumph. Well, if you like this type of content, just hit that like button or leave a comment on what you think about Saint-14, or if you want to see more, just hit that subscribe button. But as always guys, have a good one.